Hello, this is Linda Vettrus-Nicols, and do I have an amazing woman to introduce you to, Dr. Ulwyn. Hello, Dr. Ulwyn.
Hello, it's such a pleasure to be here. I've been looking forward to this.
It's exciting whenever I chat with you. It's always
Thanks so very much for the invite.
absolutely my pleasure. All right, so embracing freedom. I know you've done that in your life many times, even reinvented yourself probably many times. So let us know a little bit about your journey story.
My journey story, people think is a bit unique, so I'm going to share it with you. I'm
Okay.
originally from Trinidad, and I was brought up in an environment where I lived leadership and lived transformation. I just thought that was part of what life was, because my father was a leader in government.
Oh.
And he also, what was very interesting is that he also headed the community island community organization for different franchise people. And what was so very interesting is that I would see people coming to him and they'd be upset. And then, however, after a few minutes, I'd hear the door open for them to leave, and you'd hear them laughing, and you hear about their family and all the rest of it. So I was very young, but curious.
Yeah.
And so what I decided to do is every time I would hear the bell where they would ring to come in, I would look out to see how they looked. And then when they left and I heard the door open, I would look out to see how they looked.
Wow.
So in my little young convoluted mind,
right?
I thought my father did magic. And what fascinated me was the outcome of that magic.
Right.
And how it could have been done in such a short period of time.
Yeah, I bet.
And something strange happened. I think at that age, I couldn't explain what happened. But it's like something enveloped my soul. And that is what I wanted to do. And I was going to create my own magic, since I did not know what happened when they met.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool. And so that led you to get certain pieces of education. What did you end up doing?
Well, another thing that impacted me, that it's important that I say this, is that it was at a time when we were going through moving from colonial rule to independence. And we had, because this is a very important part of the story, because that also influenced me. We had a very powerful prime minister. And there was things that Blacks could not do while we ruled in terms of leadership, while the British ruled us.
Right.
And our prime minister took us from colonial rule to freedom.
Wow.
Not independence. What he said to us, and it's amazing at such a young age I can remember so much. He said to us, "You all are global citizens, and Trinidad is your address." And what he said to us is that we're an island, yes, but let's look at it as a country. And we are global citizens, and we must not be limited by the boundaries of any country. We are free. And he made education free for all, from kindergarten to your PhD.
Wow.
Because to be educated is to be free. And educated wasn't to be learned. It was the education of the total human being. And that was fascinating that he taught us. He would teach us from the TV, from the radio. We'd get together in these big squares. And I was a little kid holding my father's hand and soaking up. I didn't realize how much I soaked up.
Yeah.
And as I unfolded as an adult, it's as if you took that sponge and squeezed it. And all that I had experienced was in front of me. So therefore, what happened is that I didn't know what to call all of this. It was fascinating, but I didn't know what to call. So what I decided to do is to look at what are the skill sets and the qualities that these leaders, that my father, my mother, she impacted the youth. She taught in the elementary school.
Oh,
But
okay.
everything had this magical, for me, from my vantage point,
Right.
magical thing about it. And therefore I decided, okay, I don't know what it is. So what I will do, I will emulate the skills, acquire the skills, and emulate the qualities, because they led with a value system that was intact and rooted in the foundation of who they are.
Okay.
So what I did is that one thing was decision making, and I think these things there are going to be a few skills I will talk about. One was decision making. And therefore, I did my undergraduate degree in statistics and applied mathematics, because logic.
Yeah.
You could see in 4 dimensions, and you could live on Earth, and you could do whatever it is, because I did not see limits. I saw my father do things, and I imposed my assumption that he knew everything.
You're right.
So therefore, I could do anything I want to do.
Yeah.
And I can remember when I decided, okay, so I would leave home, and I can remember a significant thing he said to me at the airport. He says, you know something, it doesn't cost anything to be a fool, but you're leaving and you're going to do, to get more education. Don't be an educated fool.
Ooh, nice.
That's the worst thing you could do.
Right.
You have to pay back all the loans that you're taking. And you could be a fool here in Trinidad without having to do all of this, and make a decision right here now. And that really lived with me, and that really shaped how I approach things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I never approached the degrees. I approached what a particular program provided. And if it provided the skills and experiences that I needed, I did it. So another thing about leadership, it was about, that you know when you teach.
Yes.
I went to the University of Toronto, and I got a teaching degree, and I chose to teach in a school where they labeled the students unteachable, because I knew there were no limits. So I could do this. Why not?
Yeah.
So I did that, and we were able to help transform those kids' lives. Some of them went to 2-year colleges, and many of them got jobs that they never even thought. It was a total transformation of them,
right,
into the best version of themselves.
Nice. And where was that school?
That was in Canada. All that happened in Canada.
Okay. Cool.
And then it was like, okay, now I've shaken up the world. What it is am I going to do?
Yeah, right.
It is something else. And I read about business, and it appears that in business they want the results like yesterday. Okay, so let's go do business. However, I wanted to also have the skills that I was confident that I could do anything that I wanted to do. So I did my MBA and doctorate at Columbia University in New York, because I needed to know business, but I needed to be educated in the way of freedom, because to be educated is to be free. And when you're free, you allow what you were born with, you were born with every single thing you need. And therefore, what I wanted to understand is, how do you unleash that, not only in yourself, but in others, so they could be the best version of themselves. And so I did that. And what people find fascinating or weird is that none of it was contingent on the degree. It wasn't that I wanted to do a doctorate. The doctorate program provided me with what I needed to begin to unleash those things that are in me.
Right.
So that's how the journey. So that's how the journey started. And what's important is that I am still rooted in that foundation.
Right. And you've taken that into even the corporate world and C-level executives, and been able to apply it and turn businesses around very quickly, or even just working in one department of a business and turning a department around very quickly, right?
Yes, and I had God works in mysterious ways. I say that even though sometimes I don't agree with his sense of humor.
Yeah, I know that one.
So what it is that while I was interviewing people for my doctoral dissertation, leaders from around the country, US,
Right.
I was their student, so I would interview them and I would turn off the recording and chat with them. And for me, it's like, how could you do this? What about this? Did you think about this?
Nice.
And I was not looking for anything. And then they kept on saying to me, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm going to the corporate arena. I need to have business experience. And they said, well, that's strange. You would say that because you're giving us advice that we have not even got from the top level. People join us in our confidential arena. We work in a confidential space. So I was invited in. And for the past 25 years, I have been working with leaders, global leaders, high-ranking officials of government, C-suite executives. And what is fascinating is that in the process of all of this, I have developed my magic. I have developed my magic. And what it was is from working with all these leaders and recognizing that there are fundamental things that they have in common.
Right.
Though I was asked to help them transform their companies, there was an emptiness in them. They had the financial material wealth, they had the financial wealth, but there was that something missing in them. And what happened is a certain set of skills will take you from one point to another. But when you want to thrive and explode, you need another set of skills. And part of those skills is an understanding of you and the treasures that are in you, so you can unleash them. Embracing freedom. We were born free. It is not a gift, it is a right. And we have a responsibility to embrace it, own it, and live it.
I just think that's so cool. And I love how the people that you have worked with, it's caused such an amazing ripple effect within their own families. And of course, then, we're talking legacy because it'll be, their children's children. So I just absolutely love the very powerful work that you do. And you have a brilliant mind for quickly changing the world, quickly changing people on that personal level, quickly changing even things as large as like a corporate level. You've worked with leaders of governments. It's just fascinating. And thank you so much for sharing with us.
Yeah, and I'm happy that you said that, because what happened is something that you pointed out that I want to emphasize. Is amazing when you begin to unfold and begin to see the treasures, the true wealth that is within you. People become socially conscious.
Yes.
And they begin to pay it back forward in a unique and powerful way. And they begin to live their legacy now and then leave it for generations to come. So what you said is so very poignant.
I love it. Thanks again.
I appreciate it.